Hello again, it's Partyfoot here with another Mechabellum replay. This time we have something, well, we've done before on the channel. That is a quick supply specialist going into sledges, but this is going to be potentially the most egregious game of greedy, cheese that is possible to have. I really... Throughout this game, I just decided to keep doubling down, and, well, we'll see exactly what's going to happen. Of course, picking up those 2 additional packs of Sledgehammers to open up the game. Pretty hard to beat. Our opponent is picking up the Fangs. They're a training specialist, and we are a quick supply specialist, of course, enabling this strategy. Our opponent also has some Sledgehammers. They do level their Sledgehammer here. Unfortunately, you can't afford to level those units and still buy 2 of your 100 cost units to supplement. So he does go for 2 Arclights. I saw that and was like, well, I feel pretty strong in this opening round with these Sledgehammers into, Arclight Fang is not really going to be able to beat them, probably. Let's see what happens. Our Crawlers get in a little bit ahead of the main force for now. Get chewed up pretty quickly by these 2 Arclights, so, that's going in his favor. But, of course, the early sledges, no slouch in the first round. And they do shoot down literally everything else. Much to our, not disappointment, undisappointment. Undisappointment? Not unchagrin? Why can I only think of the negative terms? Extended range Sledgehammers on round 2. Like, oh yeah, I just picked up 4 packs and then got extended range. I assume my opponent saw that and was just like, that is bullshit. Excuse my French, but we get 2 more packs of Sledgehammers. Why not? I mean, sure, we can get countered by air, but, what air? That's what I say to myself, looking at it. He goes Stormcallers, probably not a bad option. Except that we have 6 packs of sledges with extra range now. 30 extra range means that these Sledgehammers are going to be engaging pretty early. Still, of course, outranged by the Stormcallers, but we do have Crawlers coming out ahead, which is now going to be hopefully quite good for us. Those initial volleys do pretty much fine. Well, they do take down a couple of those Crawlers. Big line of sledges, though. Getting great uptime with that extended range. They are a little bit less tanky now, so maybe Arclight's a little bit better at taking them out if they can get into firing range, but it is the overwhelming superior firepower of this extended range. I mean, this is so cheesy. This is back in the day when you weren't very good at StarCraft and you just went for either a cannon rush, and if that didn't work, then maybe a 4-gate. Or, in my case, of course, I was a Zerg, so just roaches every game. Do the 6 roach rush off 1 base. Back in, Wings of Liberty. I see the Wraith. So I assume, okay, we're going to probably need some anti-air in this round. But I'm so greedy. I'm so greedy for more Sledgehammers. I'm just like, I can sell this, right? Yes. Double down. We level as many Sledgehammers as we can. We sell the Tarantula. We don't need anything other than extended range sledges here. Mech Rage. We're going to dodge the missiles. We're going to come in. We're just going to destroy everything. It's going to be fantastic. And a pair of Marksmen in case a Wraith comes out. It turns out that our opponent actually went for the Phantom Rays. Which is actually a little bit better against the Marksman. But still, Marksman, not a bad option. He does get an additional pack of sledges as well. He's kind of behind on the sledge game, though. We've got 6 packs. 3 of them are already leveled. Extended range and mech rage on round 3. This is bad. I mean, I don't know if you can get reported to Amnesty International for this sort of thing, as our opponent picks up the high explosive. I actually thought these were the armor piercing. But, yeah, I don't know if you can get called up by Amnesty International for this sort of thing, but this is definitely bordering on a war crime. I mean, our opponent has got some decent units to counter. Our marksmen are, like, just very slowly plinking away at these Phantom Rays, which means they are getting decent uptime on top of the sledges. And the sledges are reduced HP because of that extended range, so they don't survive incredibly well, but there's still loads of them at the end, after his entire ground army is cleared. This was a reflex. I probably regretted this, but we go for even more range, right? Okay, so, by the way, this is probably the longest range Sledgehammer game that I'll ever have. As we pick up more Sledgehammers, of course. Of course. I don't see that there was any other option. Put some crawlers in the back. Figured if we come across a couple of scorpions, for example, it might be nice to have something tanking some of those shots. Oh, wow. I mean, honestly, if I faced this in the ladder, I would hate my opponent. This is the kind of thing that maybe I deserve bad things in my life to happen to me as a result of doing this. You know. Am I sorry? I feel like I can't be sorry. I can't be sorry because of how much range is potentially on the board here for this ridiculous Sledgehammer board. It's round 4. Look at the spread we have already. We open up so early. Actually, before the first volley of the Stormcallers even comes out. 4 Scorpions shooting at Crawlers. On the flip side, our poor marksmen have a huge responsibility to take down these much more expensive Phantom Rays. 6 consecutive shots on target is what's required to take those down. We power through the Scorpions. Just unstoppable. Underrunning the missiles, of course, because that's Mech Rage. And we take another round. Our opponent is just probably seething. I mean, I would be seething. You can't. What are you supposed to do? He countered it, didn't he? Portable shield. Portable shield for sledges. We both pick it up. He puts it on his unit. I, of course, pick out my best set of Sledgehammers. I believe this is the culprit. We get range. So now we have 175 range Sledgehammers. Round 5. We're just brutally disrespecting his heir. Like, still 2 level 1 marksmen. I think we do try to level 1 of them up at some point, but just more sledges, a little bit more chaff to just barely keep them at bay. Our opponent does grab siege mode. I was afraid of the Scorpion, I will say. This is crazy, though. We have grabbed the defense enhancement. Would like to see the attack advancement, actually, because this is kind of a just overwhelming firepower kind of board right now. Our opponent's considering what their options could be. They've gone for a pretty nice standard distributed board. You know what beats that? Nothing but Sledgehammer. Just invest more and more and more. Look at the range. And unfortunately, on top of that, his Scorpions are shooting down onto my shielded pack of sledges. It couldn't be worse. They're still alive. No. 6k damage. 6.4k. They survive on 9 HP. That is just. I don't know what to say. I'm sorry. The one thing is our marksman did move in front of the sledges here and got itself picked off, so it's just our left-hand hero over here left to finish it off. No, not quite. Could have taken him down and potentially caused a draw, or at least a very subtle win on our opponent's behalf. Just disregarding what our opponent could grab. Leveling the Sledgehammers. Getting more Sledgehammer range. Perfect. What could be worse? Again, with the negatives, what could be better? But, we're starting to lose momentum, I will say. Efficient tech. We've already got a couple of techs. Will we pick it? Electromagnetic. I figured, can I get both of his Scorpions? Turns out we can. That's so rude. Oh my god. It's also going to take down his Sledgehammer shields, I think. Which is pretty unfortunate for him. He doesn't land it on my shields, which is... I mean, he goes for the bulk of my units. I guess that makes sense. We do level the marksmen and give them range. They'll stay behind. Again, refusing to invest anything further in taking down potentially an air switch. And here are the wasps. Our opponent grabs the burst mode. It seems like the replay is not showing us that, but it looked like he just did grab that. What a game. Here we go. This is what we're talking about. This is low elo legends. Just go for more sledges. Admittedly, I haven't got more sledges. I've just been leveling them. Still, you know, most of my money, I think, going into just support for the sledges. We're not, you know, we have... Just look. We haven't pivoted out of this whatsoever. This is our full commitment, sledge-only strategy. Can it work? Look at the range. Look at the range as our increased number of crawlers starts filtering through. The missiles come through. Maybe it is, in fact, the high explosive to take down our chaff. I had thought that he had done it to defeat our sledges themselves. These wasps. 2 marksmen to take down 2 packs of wasps and 2 leveled phantom ray packs as well. I mean, that seems unfair. But it's working so far. Tank's clearing everything on the ground super quickly. This flank's gone. We're going to take the tower. I think he probably would have been able to take us down if not for the debuff. And now the marksmen just keeping their distance so they don't get involved. Until they're all gone. The slowest possible way to take down that many air units. But beautiful. Beautiful. An unbelievable swarm of sledgehammers. Our opponent's still alive, though. I mean, considering... I will give them credit. We went for a pretty egregious strategy, I thought, here. Fortress, anti-air. How can we take down those swarm units in the sky? Wasps. More chaff. Fortress anti-air. Of course, Fortress anti-air is not so good if the opponent is moving a lot. Which, you know, I think they are going to be rushing in pretty quickly. Because we don't have too much in front of our sledges. We do get, finally, an additional pack. Because we were a little low on Sledgehammer investment, I think. We decided we wanted to finish him. So we grabbed the mobility range. Now sitting at 190 range on the sledgehammers. 190. Opponent goes for range Vulcans with sticky oil bomb. Huge investment into those giant units. Also a missile in the middle. We do have a big clump of units in the middle. Which do get taken pretty low by that missile, actually. Not enough to kill them. We get fire spread everywhere. And these forts fire a big volley of missiles behind the pack of incoming air. Great. I was disappointed by that. Still, this is a lot of sledgehammers. The DPS is real. They've all been leveling. Marksman still attacking. Very, very slowly taking down all the air. This one has taken down their side, so... Ooh, we do lose our marksman on this side, and our tower is vulnerable. Tower goes down, and the Scorpion is still alive. Can we win? Okay, we get the tower in return, so that's gonna probably alleviate our fears there. For a second there, I was like, hang on a second. Could we really have this turned back on us? Could it be that just going Sledgehammer isn't good enough? Our opponent lives, though. Round 8 of the rush-down tempo game. Opponent goes for Incendiary Bomb. This time I'm thinking to myself, haha, I can do something to prevent the oil that's coming out of my opponent. Right? Also, finally dealing with the wasps in a more sustainable fashion by grabbing a couple ranged packs of Mustangs. There goes my webcam. I think it was falling off there for a couple seconds. It's blue tacked to the top of my microphone in, you know, the totally normal kind of setup. There's the shields coming down. Wasps in the back. Figured I'd just get a... Wait. Wow, he did consider going for an abyss. I don't think this actually ended up coming out. He decides to sell back out of it and go for additional scorpions. Probably a good idea to get a little bit of extra value out of those teched units already. Abyss could have been pretty good, though, with that long sweep and this kind of long firing line that we've developed out of our sledgehammers. Level 4 are some of these packs now. More sledgehammers out of our opponent, too. Fighting fire with less fire? These have 95 range versus our 75. We didn't get the range enhancement for this round. Shields taking up a decent amount of that fire. Keeping our sledges out of it. Our chaff is getting burnt, but it is still getting in front, which may mean it takes a few of these shots. I was feeling a little bit nervous here. Luckily, our fortresses tank the Vulcans and get off a good volley into the Wasps, meaning that nothing survives. And funnily enough, he's got no anti-air. So this pack of, is it 6 Wasps? 7, 8 Wasps. That's all she wrote. Even if he is able to finally kill these sledges, which, unfortunately for him, is not the case. What a game. Maximum range sledgehammer. That's how it's done. Don't think, don't strategize, just like early game units, double down, the cheesiest possible strategy. Your opponent goes for the counters, they go for the Stormcallers, they go for the Scorpions, doesn't matter. Does not matter. In the face of this adversity, there is no... Look at these numbers. They actually just chew down everything, don't they? Gotta love the old sledgehammer tech. I mean, with the range enhancement, they are, you know, a little bit nerfed in damage, but a pack of 5 of these, or 4 of these guys, is still doing... Sorry, 5 of these guys, is still doing a decent amount of damage in a full volley. With Mech Rage, doesn't take too long for them to reload and fire again either, so... thank you to the fortresses for actually dealing with the Wasps, although we did finally also have these Mustangs in place to take over if the worst was to occur. He got incredible value, I think, out of these Phantom Rays, although not in the final round. They didn't do as well at all. I was definitely afraid of these Scorpions the whole time, but he only went for Siege Mode, didn't grab any range. I think, potentially with range, that could have made some difference. He would have been immediately attacking my lines, and, you know, 9,000 HP... Not quite getting one-shot by the level 1 Scorpions, but level 2 Scorpions would really have been taking down a lot of our units. Of course, we did have a decent amount of chaff, so I guess that's it. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. It's been Partyfoot with another episode here. Another cheesy episode. Of course, you know, I get my wins how I can. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.